guess we're calling it Snack Chat Sunday today because I think it's Sunday. So how's everybody doing? I'm doing pretty good. Let me just see who's in the house. Hey, Dirty Knobs in the house. Grant's in the house. Grant's our moderator, so welcome, welcome. Hey, Shane. Hey, Rebecca. How are you? Hey, Martha. Just from the start. Awesome. You made it at the start. Welcome, everybody. Yeah, how's everybody doing on this fine Sunday afternoon or evening? You know, it's 4 o'clock Pacific time where I'm at, but it feels like it's about to get dark in an hour. And like I said, I'm trying not to complain about the time change because every year I'm like, oh, you know. But is anybody else feeling it like in terms of like 5 o'clock, 5:30, and it feels like 10 p.m.? I'm just sitting in my van going, fall over, tired. It feels so like dark and late at night. So I'm really trying to adjust to that because it just really feels tiring. And I even right now, I just feel tired. So I don't know how anyone else is feeling, but I know it comes with the territory, but yeah, I still don't love it. Hey Tracy, how are you? Hey Mark. Hey Tracy Gale, how are you? Hey Cigar Sailor. Hey Daily with Deb. Deb, how are you? Hey Millie. Hey Joseph just says 7 here in Florida. I bet it's super dark out there. Hey Jesus Junkie. Hey Crystal, how are you, Crystal? Went to Whole Foods at 7:30. Awesome. Whole Foods, they have some good stuff there. Hey, Gilberto HEJ. It's dark outside and it's only 10 p.m. over here. Oh my gosh. Working but multitasking. Okay, awesome. Hey, Stuart from Australia. On Monday, already into the Monday. Another Cheryl adventure. That's awesome. That's an awesome name. Hey, D Renee 65, 7 p.m. in Florida, and it is dark already. Can't wait for spring. I know. 5 p.m. and it's dark. Dang. Hey, Rose, how are you? Feels like I was out being naughty. Oh, oh, 7 p.m. Yes. You're getting plenty of rest. Awesome. Hey, Francis. Yeah, you feel it too, Cheryl? 11 a.m. I'm not in a not so sunny Melbourne. Oh my gosh. Hey, Stuart. Shauna. Hey, Shauna. Robert, formerly of Lake Paget. Dark in Georgia, I bet. Yeah. Will drives you 6 in Texas and it's pitch black already. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Hey, Jackie's in the house. I'm on your time, so it'll be dark soon. Yes. Hey, Judy from Christmas Valley, Oregon. What a cool name. Hey, Adrian, how are you? Oh no, leukemia, full body headache. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Prayers for you. Definitely. Cheryl says, thank you. 7 p.m. here, Eastern. Crystal says, yes, it's dark out here and only 6 in Texas. Dark in Oklahoma, too. Being out at 7 in the dark feels like I'm going out clubbing. That tickles me so much. That's so funny. That's how you know that, like, for me, I feel like I've hit that level of feeling like old in the sense of if it's like 8 p.m. or 9, that's staying in time. And then you got younger people like going out starting at 9, and I'm like, oh no, that's not gonna happen. Like, it's a no. So yeah, I know what you mean. Hey, Sandra from Alabama. Awesome. All right, cool. Yeah, so I'm not the only one. It just feels tiring. So Saturdays are usually my day off. I usually try not to work, but this whole week's been just a jumble. So I ended up having to work yesterday to edit the video that's on my other channel, so that could go up today. And so today I tried not to work, but I had to go to the Apple store because my laptop trackpad isn't working very well. It just keeps glitching, and there's times where I'll be scrolling or like editing a video and it won't move. The trackpad won't move. So I had to go to the Apple store, and they did all the diagnostics, and they're like, nothing's wrong with your computer. And I'm like, but I'm telling you, it's not working. So he gave me some other options. Basically, what I find is super funny, he's like, we don't have the capability here, so you're going to have to call Apple Care and have them basically, I don't know what, do something with like start keeping logs or something. I don't really know. So I was like, okay, but I'm here at the appointment, like in person. So you would think that the in-person appointment would hold more weight, but I guess they can't do it there. So that took a good chunk of my afternoon. And so now I'm just tired. So anyways, I don't even know why I told you that story, except for the fact that so I know, because I couldn't take the day off yesterday. So today was supposed to be my day off, but I still had to do work. I feel like I don't get a day off this week. That's okay. Thanksgiving's coming and I will be taking off sometime. Well, probably just Thanksgiving Day. Hey Barb, thank you. Hey Charlotte, how are you? Hey Jody Ann, it's dark at 7. Hey Gail, 4 p.m. sunny and breezy, coastside Cali. Awesome. Oh yeah, also awesome. Thank you, Grant. Grant just posted a link to my other channel, Allison Loves. That's my other channel, and it's about like product reviews, Dollar Tree, Target, Aldi's, and stuff like that. That channel just recently hit 1,000 subscribers, so now I'm trying to get my 4,000 watch hours so that channel can be also monetized. So if you feel like going over there and just watching those videos, the more hours and eyeballs we can get on there, the better. We're doing really good with the watch hours. Thank you so much to anybody that's been watching those videos, because it really does help. I think we are gaining about 50 to 100 hours per day, which is really good. So I really appreciate anyone that's watching. And you can even just turn it on in the background and listen to it like a podcast, or just, put it on while you go to sleep. And I had some people comment saying, well, that's rude to tell people to do that. Do it or don't do it. It's okay. I'm not going to be mad whether you don't do it. It's okay. And I don't think it's rude to ask. If you don't want to do something, don't do it. A closed mouth does not get fed. So it would help me, and it would be supportive of the channel. And if you don't want to do it, it's okay too. I won't be mad. But the other thing is, like, people listen to podcasts, they'll put on a TV and just walk around and do dishes or go around their house doing whatever. So I don't see the difference of me asking to just put on the videos and just go about your business. But whatever. Some people can just like to get offended about all kinds of things. So anyways, that's my little rant. So anyways, if you feel like watching, go. If you don't, then don't. But I do appreciate those who have taken the time to put on the videos. Anyway, moving on from that, thank you, Grant, for posting that link. Hey, Shane, don't get a mouse because you'll end up getting a cat and a dog too. That's cute. Hey, Valerie. Hey, Rebecca, thank you. Yes, I am feeling better. So for those of you that don't know, I recently had my molar pulled out, extracted, and to be honest, it still kind of hurts when I touch on it, like the inner gum, and I can feel that it is healing, so it's healing well. But I'm finally off of those antibiotics. Those antibiotics were, I mean, it was the worst, because it was causing me to have like so much acid and heartburn that it was like hard to sleep at night, and it was just terrible. It was like paired with having my tooth hurting and acid reflux and not being able to eat, and I got a canker sore. I don't know, you can see it. I got a canker sore right on the inside of my lip. It's not a cold sore, because I do get those sometimes, but I haven't had one in a long time, knock on wood. But I got a massive canker sore on the inside of my lip, on the opposite side of the tooth that I got pulled. So it's been hard eating, because the food will hit the canker sore and it'll hurt or bleed, and then I got a gap here. I can't eat on the side yet, and I have acid reflux. It's been crazy. So I'm like actually grateful that I'm off the antibiotics finally. So I am feeling a lot better, and I'm starting to feel like I'm getting back into the swing of things. I feel like I'm in a like jovial mood, and I've learned something about myself. And then we're gonna get on to the topic. I've learned that, and I think I've talked about this before, but I've learned that the heat really affects me and my mood. You can even kind of go back on some of my videos and you can see just my demeanor, or like even some of the topics of the videos. Like I would get more frustrated when you are in like, this is just human nature. It's not, I'm not making this up. When you're in like fight or flight mode with your body, when you're either sick or in pain or too like extremely hot or extremely cold, you can't think straight, you can't function properly, and it really can affect the way you think, the way you talk, the way you feel. And now that it's cooler, I feel great. I mean, it's cold. There's times where it's been getting cold at night, like really cold, but it's so much better than being hot. Like, I never was like this, for a long time. I used to actually be cold all the time. And now, uh, I can't really handle the heat. It's too much. What about you guys? Do you think you can handle heat better or you can handle cold better? Because at my age right now, like being extremely hot, it really messes with me. So I don't know. I do feel a lot better. So thank you. Also, if you're already on this live stream, you might as well just throw a like on it, because it will help YouTube to know that you like the live streams, and it's just nice to put a like on it. Hey Mark, I somehow wasn't subscribed. Oh my gosh. What's funny is a lot of people are, not just my channel, but other channels. It seems like I was going on some of my other friends' YouTube channels, and it would say that I wasn't subscribed. And I'm like, I mean, I know I'm subscribed. So I think there's been some glitches with YouTube in the past several months. And then like, I'll notice I'm not subscribed, but I'll go on like, say my phone, and I'm subscribed to that person. So there's some wonkiness. So you may have already been subscribed, but it might have been like a glitch. But thank you for resubscribing. So that's awesome. Oh, thank you, Tracy. Thank you so much. Barb says, coming to Texas soon. Got to be back in the 60s later this week in Austin. Oh my gosh. Yes, I'm actually going to Texas in mid to late December for Christmas. So yes, I will be going. I hope there's no like freezing cold storm this time, because I'm not ready for it. Overgrown. I went over and subbed today. Oh, thank you. Oh, maybe you were talking about the other channel. Okay, awesome. Videos are playing on. Awesome. Thank you, Grant. Daily with Deb. My puppies watch you on Play All. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Deb. Rose says, some people get offended if we breathe. I mean, listen, that is so true. That is so true. I don't really understand I do understand it logically, but I don't understand it about people being offended. No, it's okay to be offended. You can be offended, but then when people are like, and also you need to agree that my offense is your problem, and you need to agree with that you were wrong. No, I don't have to agree. That's not the way life in the world works. You can be upset, but that's your feeling. That's your opinion. That's okay. You can have whatever feeling you want to have. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Charlotte. Thank you, Rose. Yeah, it was a rough week with those antibiotics. Hey, Book of the Van Man. Thank you so much. Rose, you know what? I got these. Oh, where is it? I got these probiotics for women. So I've been taking 2 of these a day. So hopefully, it's pre and probiotics. It helps with like digestion and pH support and stuff like that. So hopefully this really helps, because I know those antibiotics can really do a number on your body. So I do have those. Hey Judith, how are you? Jody Ann, I love your lifestyle. I'm intrigued by it. Thank you so much. Hey, Redheaded Riding Hood, how are you? Thank you, Stuart. Judith says, you're better off being cold, like feeling cold. Will drives you. I can't do heat either. It always makes me feel ill. Love the winter though. I feel great in the winter, cold weather. Yeah, the heat makes me feel sick. Like, it makes me feel sick in my brain and sick in, like, bodily. I feel just like I'm gonna pass out. It's terrible. Mark says I could handle cold better. Yes. Tracy says cold better. Crystal says I can handle the cool much better. Barb says menopause is hell with the fight or flight heat rushes in the body. That's me. That's me. Especially before my hysterectomy, I was getting all the hot flashes. I still get them, but not as bad. And it was like, top that with like 90-degree weather. It's a wrap. I can't do it. Grant says living in Canada where it's cold 7 months of the year, I'll take the heat anytime. Felix says I'm 47. I prefer warm weather. Okay. Martha says I hate summer. Jack A says I handle cold better, like sleeping in my cocoon. Yes. Felix is not my favorite time of the year. Oh, dang. Rebecca, it's the menopause hormones kicking in. I was the same way, always cold, now hot. Yes, I think so. It's funny. I also noticed the more women I talk to, it's the same thing. Like, lots of women were always cold when they were in their 20s and 30s. And then once you hit that premenopause, perimenopause, listen, it's real. Like, your body is just like, like a fireball ready to burst open. So it's a real thing. These hormones are no joke. I don't like too much heat. I like cooler weather, but not extreme. That's me, Charlotte. I like cold weather, but I don't like snow. I don't want to be like, walking around in the snow. Donna says, I handle the cold better. All my life, it's been that way. It's gotten worse the older I've gotten. Oh my gosh. Hey, Debbie, how are you? Debbie Kennedy. Finally made it to a live. It's been a while. Awesome. Thank you for being here. Welcome back. Hey, Bobby. Hey, Sean. Thank you. Hey, hat down tight. I live in North Carolina and start getting depressed June through September, sometimes October. The heat and humidity just drags me down. It was 49 and cloudy today. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Even though it's been getting darker, I still have been in a better mood. I think it's just because I'm grateful to not be in so much pain. Jodianne, agree 1,000%. Awesome. I remember the last winter storm. Yes, that was terrible. I think I'm better prepared, and I'm going to be making a video, I think, pretty soonish about how to prepare for the winter, at least how I'm going to prepare for the winter, because I'm about to go, on my journey east. And, even though it's funny because I'll be like more like on the southern portion of the US and heading east, people are like, oh, it should, you're south, so it's not going to be that cold. It still gets cold in the south, it's not like going to be 90 degrees in the winter. Gail, I used to love the heat, even considered moving to Tucson about 30 years ago. Thank God I didn't, because now I prefer the cool ocean air. Yes, cool ocean air is the best. Reverend RV just subscribed. Just checked. I'm still subscribed. Okay, awesome. Martha says, exactly. Jodianne, I'm originally from New York City and lived down south. 18 years, I missed the cold. Oh, okay, awesome. Rose says, good fermented foods help too. Yes, that's true. Redheaded Riding Hood, I'm good. Hope you're. Thank you. Grant says, if I never saw another snowflake, that would be fine with me. I feel you on that. Cigar Sailor, come to Buffalo. It's 19 and about to be 3 feet of snow. No, I don't want that. I don't want that cold. Martha says, heat sucks, even more since menopause. Yes. Dirty Knobs, 90 and above for me. Okay. Hey, Pontiac girl, God be with you. Amen. Thank you. Martha, hysterectomy equals drop kicked into menopause. Yes. Jodianne, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt you. Yep. So true. Sure. And also, it does take, just to comment on that, it does take you need to be more mentally tough to be offended and, work it out within yourself. It's okay. Like, if this person says something that's like so off key and almost like, oh, and then I just let it like, marinate in my body and just like piss me off all day. What's that got to do with the other person? I'm just pissing myself off. So the mental toughness of like letting it just, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. It's like, it just, let it fly off. It's okay. The Dirty Knob, sure, blame it on us menopause. Why not womanopause? Redheaded Riding Hood. I've always loved warm places. I'm from SoCal and South Florida, Middle Georgia. I'm in Denver now, so very different. I'm loving it. I love the snow. Oh, awesome. Martha, I'm so spoiled growing up in California. Also true. Um, Thin blood is real. A cold Californian is a t-shirted Chicagoan. Yeah, that's actually true. Mark, it's much more cheaper to heat a van than cool it. That is also very true. All right, awesome. Let's get on to the topic for today. Usually we don't have topics, but I think I'm going to try to maybe give it a try of bringing a topic each time so we have something to talk about other than just what I'm doing. Um, so I know a lot of you don't live in vehicles, but some of you do live in vehicles. So I appreciate all interactions and opinions, and I'm the type of person that welcomes dialogue, respectful dialogue. No, I don't like any spirited comments, or like backhanded compliments, or like, I don't mean to say this, but I really want to say this. Like, you know what you're doing. So, you know, I don't like that. I like when people are able to just talk, So today's topic is not controversial, but in the future, when I talk about different things about van life and traveling and stuff like that, I love when people give their takes, their ideas, opinions, because that's what helps everybody. I've learned so much through having this channel. I've learned a lot and I share a lot of tips, but I'm not the only one in existence that's ever done van life. My van is my van. I live a certain way, but everyone has their own way. So I love to hear how everybody else is living, whether you live in a sticks and bricks home, a trailer, a tent, whether you live in a vehicle, a car, a minivan, whatever. I love to hear how people are managing. And I think it helps everybody else to understand each other a little bit better. And you may go, oh, I'd never do that. But it's okay. It's okay. Somebody may not ever want to do what you're doing. So I love to have these conversations. So the title of this live stream is, what do van lifers do all day? And I've gotten that question in the past, like, what do you do all day? And I can only speak for myself and maybe dip my toe into explaining what I've seen other van lifers do that I know personally. But I would love to know also, like, maybe let's start out by asking, what do you think van lifers do all day? Because I know a lot of the snack pack. I don't know the exact percentages, but I would venture to say 75% of the snack pack are not nomads. I think the majority are not nomads. Because I say that because of just over the years, the comments I've received. I do some polls and in the community tab and just hear people's experiences. A lot of people are watching travel content because they're not able to travel, or maybe not travel as much, or they like to see certain things that maybe they won't be able to get to that spot in the US or international or whatever. So a lot of, at least Travel Snacks snack pack does not, live in a vehicle. So I'd love to know what you think van lifers or car dwellers do all day, because it's different for everybody. And then, we'll go over it. Janet says, can I ask an off-topic question? Do I need an inverter for my first truck camping trip in January, and what does it do? So an inverter is, and I don't know all the ins and outs, but the inverter basically allows you to, like, plug into, like, I don't know explain it. I think you might have to Google that one. I just know that it works. There you go, Rebecca. I should have known. Rebecca has all the answers to this kind of thing. Yes, it converts power, DC 12 volt to AC, like a regular house plug. So depending on what you have in your setup, it'll really depend. It really depends on what you have. So I have several different things in my van that is like regular plugs. Like for example, my iPad is plugged in into a regular plug. So that means I have an inverter. It's a 2000 watt inverter. So for example, my, my microwave, for example, it's 700 watts to run it. You know, depends on how long I'm putting it in for, what power level it's at. So when you have an inverter, it needs to be at least double, I believe, of what you're going to run. So example would be the microwave is 700 watts to run, so you need like a 1400 watt inverter at least. So it really depends on what you want to run in your vehicle. So I think you'll have to make the determination. If you can find items that can run with 12 volt power, then you might not need an inverter. So hopefully that makes sense. I'm not the authority on this, but hopefully that's at least helps. Also, this cheek still feels like it's puffed up, so if I'm talking funny, and also have that canker sore, so that's why if I'm talking funny, it's just because my mouth is still jacked up a little bit. Hey Christy, I'm new to your channel. Hello from Houston, Texas. Awesome. Renee says hi from Nevada. Awesome. Karen says everyone should just be kind. I agree. Hey Waylon, how are you? Jackie, would like to go back to my home in Michigan, even though it is snowing. Been in SoCal for over 50 years. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm doing great. Thank you, Renee, for asking. Awesome. Thank you, Grant, for posting that. Yeah, make sure you throw a like on it if you're on the live stream. Jodianne, I keep my house so cold my kids say I see dead people. That's like my son in Texas. He keeps that air conditioner running like so freezing in there, and then he'll have the blankets all covered up over him. I'm like, it is too cold in here. Jimmy, good to see you again, and may I wish you a safe and blessed Thanksgiving. Thank you so much. Hey Cheryl, how are you? Martha says, I wish 30 knobs. I bet it's more like 98% art. I mean, that, yeah, I mean, probably. Yeah, I don't know the statistics because there's no way for me to know who's living where. I don't have a tracker on everybody. Martha says, I live with my parents. I'm in California. Awesome. Martha says, can't afford a shack. I mean, in California, who can? I mean, the prices are excessive. Mark says, I feel like it depends greatly if the van lifer works or not. Ooh, good point. Tracy says, well, those that do YouTube, I think you do lots of videos, then lots of editing. Facts. Reverend RV, I think nomads work most days. I'm a nomad in waiting. Awesome. Tracy says, for those with no YouTube, you're just traveling and looking or stationary and working somewhere. Book of the Van Man. I'm from Boston, but live in Florida for 15 years. I can't take the cold anymore. I can tolerate the heat much better now. Okay, awesome. Dirty Knobs, you will need a big inverter for most things. I mean, that's actually true, depending on what you have. Cheryl says, I'm new here. I am finalizing the set of build plans. Will be full-time once the build is out. Oh, awesome. I remember that. That was like a rough time building it, but you'll get it done. Just stay focused and you'll get it done. Oh, thank you, Grant, for posting that. Yes, if you feel like you would like to donate to the snack fund for like gas, food repairs, and stuff like that, then Grant has posted the links to that. And I appreciate it. Not necessary, but if you feel like supporting the channel, then that's the ways to do it. You can also hit the little $sign under the chat as well. That's a super thanks. Also, we're getting close on this channel to 60,000 snack pack subscribers. And so once we hit 60,000, I think, don't hold me to this because it depends on timing, but I think I'm going to be releasing maybe a couple new items on the merch store, some new travel snacks items. And I think one of them is going to be something to do with sugar crystal candy corn. And also my plan is to release memberships on YouTube as well. And it's going to be a little bit different than the Patreon, because on YouTube, YouTube gives like little icons that you can throw into the chat if you're a member. So you'll have special icons and you'll have like a little thing next to your name that says that you're a member. So I think I'm going to enable memberships on YouTube as well. So, because a lot of you are super loyal to come on like all the live streams, and if you want to be part of like a membership, you can do that. Again, do whatever feels good to you, that you feel called to do. If you don't want to be a member, it's fine. But if you do want to, then I think that's also fine as well. So I think once we hit 60K, I'm going to do those things. So it'll be like a little celebration. So that's what I'm thinking in my head as of today. Rose says, I assume most people in van life are working online most of the day, and content makers spend time creating and editing. Linda says, hey, I finally caught you live. How are you? Love watching your videos. Awesome. Thank you, Linda, for being here. Renee says, I love all your videos. I look forward to them every day. Oh, thank you, Renee. Cheryl says, I'm in Florida. Awesome. I love Florida. Redhead Riding Hood. There was so much to do when I lived in my RV. Planning where to go and park next. Yes. Emptying tanks. Yes. Filling tanks. Yes. Setting up camp and tearing down, filming if you are a YouTuber, hiking, walking to places, etc., etc. Yes. Wendy, just checked in. It's always good to see you live. I admire you, dear heart. Go get them. Thank you, Wendy. How sweet. Thank you so much. Margie says, I live in Michigan. We just cut our furnace on a couple days ago because the high is only in the 20s. Usually wait until December 1st. Holy moly, 20s is freezing. Hey, Ray Ray, how are you? Hey, Lloyd from Oregon. Awesome. Redheaded Riding Hood. I decided to get a home base. I'm in an apartment so I could find time to write again. Oh, I love it. I love it. Yeah, you do whatever makes you feel like good inside. So sometimes it means getting an apartment. Sometimes it means getting an Airbnb, you know, who knows? I know for me, I was just talking to my friend. A lot of you might be followers of his channel, Tim Ward. We were just on the phone today and we were talking about different things and stuff like that. And I was just saying, like, I have decided I'm not doing another summer in my van. So once it starts inching up into like the 80s, you know, depending, like probably in June, I don't know. I'm probably gonna, you know, get a place, maybe an Airbnb for 3 months, and probably travel around to different Airbnbs so that I, you know, keep it travel-y, because I don't like to be in one spot too long. But just having an air conditioner that's like, I think that's what's about to happen. So, yeah, I think it's great when you need to, you know, have a place, then get a place if you can. Jackie, I guess some work like DoorDash or other things like that. I am preparing for part-time van life by adjusting my work. I can work in other states. I am a few years from retirement. I live in a condo. Awesome. Awesome. That's a good plan. That's why I'd like to find a tiny home in California. Oh, awesome. I don't know about, because I haven't gone to any of those tiny fests before. But I think the biggest problem is always finding a place that would allow you to put a tiny home. I'm pretty sure that's what I've heard, but I could be wrong on that, because California is so expensive. Karen says, hi from Rugby Town in the UK. Awesome. Renee says, I like cold better. I'm in Nevada. Awesome. Nevada can get super hot. Wendy says, can I run a 250 watt inverter off of a motorcycle battery? I don't know. Maybe Rebecca knows. I'm like deferring to Rebecca because she knows things like this. But maybe, I think so, but I'm not sure. Shane says, I live out of my car. I work 8 hours a day. I love to walk in the countryside. I also try to do activities once a week. Next one is airsoft. Awesome. Hat down tight. I think most people work whether in a vehicle or permanent structure. I'm currently in a mobile home on some land. Awesome. Oh, thank you, Redheaded Riding Hood. Shane says, love shopping and eating out at a table as I don't have one. Okay. Ray Ray says, I drive around and steal catalytic converters all day. I hope not. I hope that's fake news. That would be terrible. Wendy says, I just scored a 17-foot bumper pool. It doesn't leak. New paint. Everything works. The heater is almost too hot. Has an exhaust. I am so blessed. I'm so glad I decided to separate my living quarters from my engine. Awesome. Dirty Knobs. Did you say sugar-free candy corn? No, I said sugar crystal candy corn. Where? Hey, here we go. For those of you that don't know, the van mascot is sugar crystal candy corn. That's her actual name. So she'd like to say hi. Welcome to the channel. If you're new. If you're new, subscribe. If you're new, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and throw a like on it. So that's our van mascot. I should do more content with sugar crystal candy corn, but I always forget. Thank you, Randy. Margie says, I like the cold better. I'm in Michigan. Temperatures in the 90s make me feel ill. Me too. Hey, Sasquatch Mike from behind a big rock in Kentucky. Keep your great videos going. Thank you. Hey, just saying. Welcome. Oh, hey, Cameron from Jacksonville. Hey, Ronald, how are you? I haven't been to St. Louis. Well, I've been to Missouri, but I was a kid, so I don't remember that. But I wasn't there. Dirty Knobs, 10 degrees. Whew, no. Shane says, I prefer mild temperatures. I don't like being hot or frozen. Yeah, me too. I like the mid-level, but hinging on a little bit of more cool. Thanks, Ronald. Rose says, it's 20 Fahrenheit here when I woke up. Oh, no. Lloyd says, I'm living off-grid right now, and Christmas Valley. Awesome. Crystal says, hopefully somewhere here knows the answer. I have a 5,000 watt modified sine inverter and only 12 volt LiFePO battery with 300 watt solar panel. Will this run my apartment size fridge freezer combo? Are you talking about like a dorm fridge or like a bigger fridge? First of all, you need to know how many watts that fridge freezer combo is, I think. 5,000 watt modified sine inverter, that's fine. 300 watts solar. It also depends on, let's see, how big your battery is, I think. Hey, Mary, how are you? Doing much better. My tooth is gone. They pulled my tooth, so the infection's gone and the tooth is gone, so much better. Except it's still sore from the extraction, but other than that, there's no more throbbing pain. Lloyd's in a log cabin. That's awesome. Shane says, I also like to have a fire pit going with a beer. All right, cool. That sounds like relaxing. I had a 31-foot RV and no bike or towed vehicle, so I'd walk to the post office or the beach or the Walmart. I love it. I love it. Walking is so good. Ray Ray said, yes, Crystal, but if you get a real 12-volt fridge, it will run twice as long. Yeah, that's true. Wills drives you. That should be more than enough, Crystal. That's why Allison, get out of the heat. Nothing wrong with that at all. Shows wisdom. Thank you. Wendy says, in Montana, you can put a tiny home on trailer as long as it has wheels and parking, various spots designed specifically for rolling homes in Bozeman. Okay, awesome. Renee, I love your videos, and I'm in Nevada where it's cold. I love the cold. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Book of the Van Man. It gets cold in Florida in the winter. It can be 30s at night, 50s in the day. I hear Grant about not seeing snow. And just as a reference, I'm running this dorm fridge. It's pretty big, you know. It's like a regular flat size dorm fridge. I have a 2,000 watt pure sine inverter. I previously had a 200 watt battery, and I have 300 watts of solar. So I think what you're describing should work depending on that bigger size fridge, but I think it will work. So I think, okay, yeah, I think it should work. You can get a real 12-volt small fridge on Amazon for $225. Yeah, that's true. Amazon has all kinds of stuff. Shane says, come to the UK. It's winter here, nice and cold. Awesome. I do want to get to the UK. I just don't know when. 250 watt off motorcycle battery. No, says Marianne. Wendy says, I'm a monkey, so I'm going to get a monkey mascot. Aww. I love monkeys. Reigns of Healing. We're never too old for plushies. I mean, that's true. I am buying land in Arizona in a small town where I can place a tiny home of 800 square feet, empty lot, no improvements at this time, will be improved over time. That's awesome, Jackie. That's something I'm looking into doing. That's basically my whole goal for, like, it's kind of my 2023. almost forgot what year we were in. That's like my 2023 like resolution, is to find a place that I can either buy a piece of land or whatever, and start preparing myself for the future so I can have a place. Not that I'm stopping van life, but just in terms of, like, for example, in the summer, you know, I could get off the road and then, you know, keep going if I want to. Sugar Crystal Candy Corn, that's a stripper name. I mean, it kind of is. We need to purchase our own Sugar Crystal Candy Corn. Yes. Ray, I already have the fridge freezer combo. It was a gift to me. For now, that's what I'm going to have to use. Okay, awesome. I take spring year round. Me too, Rose. Hey, Jan. From down under. Awesome. It's freezing today and stormy, so I'm inside staying warm inside. You're looking good. It's time you got a dog or a cat. Cheers. Awesome. I would love to have like a pet, you know, just to cuddle with, but it's too difficult because I like to get in and out of my van, and it can get really hot or cold in the van, so I wouldn't want to do that to a pet. Ronald says, where are you planning on going after your dental gets done? So my dental's done, basically. The tooth is gone and it's healing, and I can choose to get or not get a implant, but that's going to be between 4 to 6 months. So I can go, I'm done with the dental at this point. So basically what I'm doing right now is I'm hovering around Southern California because my dad is about to turn 75, and we're having kind of a, not a party, but a family gathering in mid-December. So the family's coming together at my parents' house and we're having a thing. So I can't go too far because I need to be in California for that event. But as soon as that's over, I'll be heading to Texas. And then after Texas, I'm going to be heading to the East Coast, Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, like some of those areas, South Carolina, places that I want to just kind of explore and see if that's a place that I'd want to live. Texas is also a possibility for where I might want to live, just because my older son Marcus lives there. I'm kind of veering away from California just because of the prices. Also, you know, some of the politics. I don't get political on this channel, but you know, whatever. I'm just saying some of the reasons why I would be moving. So I don't know. I still like California in a lot of ways, but I'm just kind of exploring to see where I would kind of want to plant roots a little bit. So that's what my 2023 is going to be, is just kind of showing where and like why I'd like to be somewhere, or maybe why I wouldn't like to be somewhere. So that's where I'm planning to go. Awesome, Crystal. Dorm fridge. Okay. Let's see. Right now, I was based there, St. Louis area. Oh, okay. So you guys are talking about that. Okay. I would love to make my house a van life retreat. Ooh, that would be awesome. That would be really awesome. I've been seeing more van life people talking about having like retreats, like not like events, but more like places where people like van life can go and park to get off the road. That's pretty cool. Oh, Mary, thank you so much for the $9.99 and that cute super sticker. That is so cute. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Let me give you a shout out. Thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate it very much. That is a blessing, and I appreciate it so much. Jackie, I am doing Natural Novel Writing Month for the writers out there. It ends on the 30th of the month. Awesome. I love writing. Awesome. Now to just get it all hooked up together and start my full-time van life. Awesome, Crystal. Just saying. I just checked dorm fridge. Okay, so you guys are talking about that. Wendy says, I'd rather live in a snowbank in Montana than try to live in Phoenix. I would die so much quicker down there. Not freezing to death, but very dangerous. No way. Think of a place as a home base for traveling. Yes. Oh, Texas. I'm here near Beaumont. Awesome, Crafty Planner. Awesome. Jody Ann says, no pets. Rains of Healing, I'd advise you to stay far away from living the Northeast. It's absolutely beautiful and seasons changes are great, but it's crazy with political type stuff, no freedoms, deep blue. So I wouldn't live in the Northeast, um, mainly because it's too cold for me. So I'm kind of thinking of the pocket of Southeast because of the weather. Um, and I'm thinking of maybe Texas, like I said, because the weather's not the greatest, but it's not the worst, and it's also near my son. So I have two sons. One lives in California, one lives in Texas. So it's really kind of a pull, and my parents live in California, so it's kind of a pull of like where I should like plant down. So and then part of me likes to be on the East Coast because I really love the like more green lushness of the East Coast. So it's kind of hard. I don't know where to like, set up shop, but yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Pets complicate things. Parks are not really pet friendly. Some people don't like dogs. I mean, that's true. I've seen so many parks and hiking trails that say that no dogs are allowed, and so that's like not a big deal. I mean, that's not like ideal. I love California, but the cost, and my younger son here is in Denver, and most of my other children are East Coast, so we will see where I end up. Yes, exactly. That's kind of where I'm at too. I've been telling all of my street peeps, as I am a street mayor, that all starts with the job, but then again, now that I have a camper and a van and a job, I'm starting to say it all starts with the dog. Oh, oh, thank you, Jody Ann. Oh, awesome, Mary. So much easier than I thought it would be. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So glad to hear. Um, Jesus is, I believe, smiling for how you help. Oh, thank you, Kenneth. I appreciate that. Um, what do you, if I'd have had one kid, the luck would be something would happen to her, and then I'd have 6 grandkids. I fixed a long time ago, so I love kids. I teach them. Awesome. We have van life meetups a lot in the UK fields of them, or wait, what? We have van life meetups a lot in the UK fields of them or us. I'm not sure what that means. I wouldn't go past Texas. Too many alligators and boas. Socially, women need to speak as the 1,500 words a day, and a man, he gets off work and he's done, says, that's okay. I don't remember the gal you were hanging out with before you had to return home earlier this year for the family emergency, but are y'all planning to meet up again? I believe you're talking about Adriana, and I just texted with her today. She's in Mexico, so I don't know, like if our paths cross, I would love that. I would love to meet up with her, and I really do hope that we can collide again on our journey, maybe after I leave California on my way to Texas, because I think she's, I don't know, I don't know where in Mexico she is. I think she's like south of, I don't know where she's at, Arizona maybe, or Nevada, I don't know exactly. But yes, maybe if our paths cross. Um, let's see. Have you talked about what van lifers do all day? We're about to talk about that right now, Kimberly Lee. Hey, honey and me. Rains of Healing. Allison, have you heard of Corey Ten Boom? She received a vision of specific areas that will be safe zones. No, I don't know about that. All right, so you guys had a lot of good things about what van lifers do all day, and so here's the thing for my experience and what I've seen of those experience. So personally for me, um, I spend a lot of time, I think the majority of my time in my van is of me editing content. And you might think, well, your videos are like 10 or 15 minutes, so it should take you like an hour. But you would think that, and that would be awesome if it did. But when you're piecing together clips from, like, say I filmed content from a whole day, there's a lot that goes into putting a video together, because you got to think about how the sound is. If there's any interference, you got to correct that sound. You got to do color grading and color correcting, because if it's too dark or too light or too blown out or too orange or whatever. And then you also have to make sure that it's cohesive when you're putting together a piece of content. And if you film something that you didn't talk over and it's not something that people would understand, you got to do a voiceover. And then if it's a spot where you're just driving, then you probably want to put some music, so then you got to search for music. So it could be a lot. And then I do a lot of planning. Like I have several notebooks without exposing all my secrets. Let's see. Almost all this is, that's blank space, but I have all these ideas of videos that I'd like to make. And then there's more in the back of like this channel and then the other channel, like lots of different things that I'd like to do. So much. And then I have my planner, and that's got a lot of interesting things that I'd like to do, other ideas other than videos, like when I think about making extra merch or memberships and how I can, you know, we have a Patreon group that I started with the best intentions of like updating every day, and then I just find that the days are going into each other and I feel terrible because I'm like, oh my gosh, people on Patreon are so supportive and I'm not keeping up enough. So for me, I do spend a lot of time thinking about this channel and my other channel and editing and planning and thinking about doing shorts and stuff like that. I do spend time, you know, going to take showers at the Planet Fitness. So you got to drive all these places because, you know, you got to go, you got to get there. And then also there's times where I will go out and film something, and then there's times where I will take walks and take little hikes and stuff like that. So for me, the majority of my time in van life is working. And there's nothing wrong with that, because if you're not independently wealthy, you have to make money. Even if you live in a sticks and bricks, you have to make money. So for people that are like, oh, van life and, you know, car dwelling and all these things, it's like you should just be like out at the beach all day, and you should be taking hikes up in the forest trees, and, you know, like living off grid, just kicking your feet back around a campfire. You can do those things, but if you don't have just like money, you can't eat. So the majority of the people still have to work. Now you have a lot of people that are retired, you know, they might have some kind of retirement income, social security, and that's awesome. And so they might not have to work, and so that's great. They might be able to be at a campground, be, you know, just out, just sitting, relaxing, chilling, you know. But I think the majority, and I could be wrong, I'm just speaking from my thoughts, that I think the majority, and from what I've seen van life, they do spend a lot of time, like, you know, working and also kicking back. Like a lot of them will go off grid to like boondocking locations. Like you'll see some, like for example, Bob Wells, you know, he'll stay in Arizona for months at a time, and he'll, you know, go where there's like BLM land, Bureau of Land Management land, where you can stay in one spot for 14 days, then you move to another spot nearby for 14 days. And you can do that if you don't need to make money working. But a lot of times, you know, if you're not at retirement age, you still have to work. So even if you're not a YouTuber or content creator, a lot of nomads do have remote jobs. So they can do their job from their computer in their van or at a Starbucks or whatever. And then there's many nomads that still have a traditional job where you go in and you work. So, you know, you can still travel, just like if you lived in a sticks and bricks, you could still travel and then come home. Well, if you're a nomad that still has a job that you have to physically go to, you can still travel on weekends, you can get vacation time, but you can still live in a van, but you would be kind of finding spots near your job. So your job would determine how far you could go on like a daily basis. And so those people that have jobs that you'd walk into may not be able to get to, like, sit at a beach all day or sit at a park all day or at the lake. So like for me, let's just say like this week, I'm in Southern California, but I'm not in like, I'm not at the beach. I'm not at a big like place that has a lake. I'm just in a regular city because I was here to get my tooth pulled. And so I'm in like Riverside County. Now, I was not going to drive all these places because the gas is expensive, but I need to still stay in Southern California. So what I did is I just kind of hovered around these cities and just checked out places I've never seen before, just parts of regular cities, and tried a few different foods. And I parked at, like, I would look up parks nearby, and then I would look at the pictures on Google, and I'd be like, ooh, like I found a park that has a duck pond. So that's, for me, that feels great. That feels nice because it's a beautiful place. It's a huge park, so I can take a walk around, and get my exercise. And then when my work is done for the day, I spend a lot of time um, watching Hulu, Netflix, whatever, those streaming services, or I watch YouTube videos. And then something that I enjoy doing is I study my Bible. I actually enjoy it. It's not a chore to me. I actually love studying the Word of God and apologetics, which is the defense for Christianity. I love hearing about why this is this way, and it's something exciting to me. So I like to read about that. I like to study that. So those are the things that I do. The two pieces that I feel are missing for me, actually, let me read some of these comments and then I'll tell you the two pieces that are missing for me that I'm going to be trying to include more in the coming year. Let's see. Redhead. I have been here in Denver since June, but I did go to California and Oregon for 4 weeks, and I think I may stay here a while because I like it, but I will see how I endure. Awesome. All right, cool. Shane says, what version of the Bible do you read? I'm audiobooking ASV at the moment. So my Bible that I have is an ESV, an English, is it the English Standard Version? No, this one's the New King James Version. On my, this is the New King James, but on my Bible app, I previously had it as the ESV, which is the English Standard Version, but now I've switched it to the Complete Jewish Bible because I'm studying like the Hebrew words, the Hebrew, like the like fully going back to like the Israelite times, and I like to study like the history of how things began since the beginning of time. So the Complete Jewish Bible is the one that I switched it to. So I have different versions, but those are the ones that I usually go with. The Northeast is getting snow bombed all winter from what I hear. Oh no, I don't want snow. Hey, Hotel Honda. Wendy says, Texas. Hat down tight. Western North Carolina, Eastern Tennessee, Southwest Virginia, beautiful. Weather is good, cold spells in winter, and maybe not hot spell in summer. But overall, good weather. If my land wasn't paid for, I would consider those areas. Okay, awesome. Those are kind of the places that I'm kind of looking, is in that area. Can the parks actually ban service dogs though? I don't know about that. I think they can. I think the service animal has to be like one from the like ADA, American Disabilities Act. I'm not sure. They can't just be like emotional support dogs or pets. I don't think non-YouTube creators realize how much goes into creating a single 10-minute video. Honey and me, no truer statement. It's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, you could just throw something up, anything, and, it might go well, but, you really do need to put some effort into it if people are going to watch it. Well, you could pay someone to do the editing for you so you have more time earning more on other stuff, maybe. Shane, I'm trying to get to that level. I wish I made a lot on YouTube, but I don't. So an editor is like, I mean, you can get like a super low quality editor for $30. I don't mean that mean, I'm just saying that would be like the super base, $30 a video. But the average is probably $80 to $100 a video to edit. So if I do 2 videos a week on this channel, 2 versus like 8, let's say it's $100, that's $800 a month on just editing. So, that's my goal, is to get an editor, but let's see what happens money-wise in the coming year. but had survived and asked because where, oh no, my husband, honey, my husband retired early and we don't require the income from YouTube to live on, but the little bit I make helps pay for new stuff to make the video. Oh, awesome. That's super cool. Simply Celtic van life. I live van life on my social security, but with gas prices the way they are, I need to make some extra money to help put gas on my tank. Yes, these gas prices have really like made it difficult. So I try to like stay in one spot a little longer. Hotel Honda says, can I fit a king size mattress in a van? It depends on the van. I think you can definitely fit a king size maybe in a Sprinter van, but you'll have to see how wide the van is. I don't know about that. I think you can though. Shane says, I used to have a job for a supermarket that I lost it. That I would travel the UK. Loved it. Ooh, that sounds awesome. You need a buddy. You sound lonely. I am lonely. There's times where I'm lonely. Today was one of those days. Chase Rideout. Hey there. Good to see you. Hey, Chase. How are you? Reverend Arby, did you say apologetics? Yes. If you don't know about apologetics, and maybe you do, and that's what you're saying it. If you don't know what apologetics is, look it up. It sounds like a cult. When I first heard it, I was like, is this like Scientology? It's not. It's actually more strongly into Christianity and just anyways, it's the defense for Christianity to be able to answer questions asked if somebody says like, you know, what about this? What about God punishing people? What about the dinosaurs? All these things. So anyway, it's great. Honey and Me, Think Hebrew. My mom did a course on that. She is a lay preacher and still preaches at 86. Awesome. The dogs have to pass a test. Yes. Simply Celtic Life. I live on Social Security and I'm getting started. I recently did my first voyage. I'm thinking that even if I get stuck somewhere until my next check content for YouTube, that's true. I've been on a similar journey with the Christian Jewish Bible and Hebrew stuff. Although I'm not a Hebrew Israelite. No, I mean I'm not a Hebrew Israelite either. One New Man Bible has a fantastic Hebrew slant to understand idioms. Yes, that I highly recommend. Oh, awesome. Okay, I'll check that out. I love learning about that. Have to go, must give a cat his treatment. Oh, awesome. The mattress will fit on the roof. Hey Sue, what is the favorite part of van life? My favorite part of van life is being able to pick up and go wherever I want, when I want, for the most part. There's times where I'm not able to because of life, but I like being able to be like, yeah, I can do that, and I can be there, and I can do this. Bye, Red Ahead Riding Hood. Rose says, I enjoy apologetics. Ooh, awesome. Apologetics is the theological word for defending the faith. Yes, amen. So anyways, the two things that I feel I am lacking is in-person community. So getting together with like people, and I don't mean just a group of people. That's different. That's like, you know, I want to build some intimate relationships with just a few people so that I can, you know, have friends that I can be like, let's just go grab a coffee. I work best personally just with more quality time, like one-on-one with somebody. I don't really love to get together with like groups of people that much. I like to really invest my time when I'm talking to somebody. So I'm definitely missing that, and that's one other reason why I want to like kind of have some stability in a place eventually. And then number two is creativity. Besides creating videos, I'm lacking that creative spark, and we've talked about this before. I've been wanting to try painting, and I just never feel like I have the time left over to do anything creative. So I love writing and I love being creative. I am missing that art part of my life. So that's something I will be specifically designating time for in the new year. Is like, this is time that's going to be a creativity, and you need to put towards it because it will be more relaxing to me. So those are the two parts that I'm missing. And we're going to wrap it up soon because we've been going over an hour. Chase says, how much do you typically pay for gas a month? Like, what's the most you had to pay for, or the least you need gas for? So I haven't calculated it because I think I'd be too depressed, but the prices in California, when I fill up, it's typically around $150, um, which is gross. So let's see. I Right now, with the way I'm hovering around Southern California, I'm filling up roughly about once a week or once every week and a half, because I've really been just trying to stay in a smaller radius. But I guess when I go to other states that maybe it's a little less costly, then maybe it won't be that much. So I don't know what the monthly is on that. So I guess if you just do 150 times 4, that's 600 a month. I don't know. Um, Probably more, especially when I was up north and I had to drive back down. Then I spent way more on that. I used to be really into apologetics. I'm not as much now. I love listening to a good message and just apply that to my life. Awesome. I'm the opposite. I used to be into like watching YouTube messages and stuff, but it was not, it was like a lot of people's opinions in what I felt. But so I really like to dig in a lot more. But there are some good messages out there. Let's see. There is money to be made for you. Take some nice 8x10s of yourself looking cute, sign them and send them out, or do cameo videos. I don't know if people are going to want to buy like autographed pictures of me. Ruth says, I want to thank you. Your videos have helped me out so much since I started living in my SUV. You're great. Thank you so much, Ruth. That's so sweet. Thank you. In 2021, I was constantly on the move and spent about $900 a month. It was my rent, basically. Yes, that's the way that I look at my gas. Is that's my rent. Gas and food is like my two biggest expenses. So especially with the gas, I look at it as like if I had an apartment or a house, then I would, you know, have to be paying that. Let's see. I'm getting a notification here. And Grant said to check my notifications. So let's see. Oh my gosh. Grant sent $20 and said happy Thanksgiving. Oh, thank you so much, Grant. Thank you. You know, you don't have to do that, but it's always a pleasure to play. Awesome. Thank you, Grant, so much. Also, we're going to wrap it up in just a second. Let me just read these last comments. One way to make a little extra money to help offset gas is to find free stuff people are getting rid of and you could turn it around and sell it. You would be surprised. I would love to do that, but my van, I wouldn't be able to, like, I wouldn't have the space to do that in my van. I have enjoyed your live. Best wishes from Australia down under. Thanks, Stuart. Thanks, Grant. Do you ever get bored while van lifing? Sometimes, Ronald, but not usually because I'm usually busy. But anyways, that's basically what I do for on a daily basis with van life is mostly working, going into stores just to like walk around and peruse, editing, filming, and sometimes watching Netflix at night. Hold on, let's see. That's just the alert from Grant. I was going to say something. Also, oh yeah, so I was going to say, I know that Canada already had their Thanksgiving, and I'm not sure about other countries in terms of what you celebrate for that. But for the USA, we're about to have our Thanksgiving holiday next Thursday, so I probably won't see you guys, you know, before then. So I would like to wish you guys a wonderful Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving to me is mostly about gratitude, so I am super grateful for the snack pack. It's one of my top things that I just love is the community that we have here, and I'm super grateful, and I love you guys very much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the great questions. Thank you for supporting each other and encouraging each other. Anyone that's sick, I'm praying for you. I'm always praying for the snack pack. Pray for each other. And I hope you guys are doing great. And I hope you guys have an excellent time with family and friends if you're getting together on Thanksgiving. And I'm going to probably try to do these live streams on Sundays from now on. If it changes, I'll let you know. But I think we're going to stick with Sundays for a little bit just so that it's consistent. And I know I'm all over the place with the live streams, but I think we're going to do that for just a little bit. Thank you, Someplace Celtic, Van Life, Ronald. Have a great week. Thank you. Rains of Healing. Gas went up 20 to 25 cents the day after elections. Price went down before elections. Now it's going back up. That is disheartening. Trey says, we don't do nothing like Thanksgiving. We got Christmas for the... Okay, awesome. Happy Thanksgiving from a Canadian. Thank you. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Charlotte. Hey, Philio. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you, Grant. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you, Tracy. Both Tracys. Chiquito. Chiquitiquito. I can't say that name. Happy holidays. Hat down tight. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Deb. Thank you, CN. Thank you guys so much. I hope you guys have an excellent rest of your evening. I am pooped. I don't know. It feels like midnight. I need to put my shades up because I'm sure people can see in here. So, hope you guys have a great one. And then we didn't play games today again. I don't know. Like we'll get to it at some point. But I'll be putting out new polls, and the polls on the community tab are kind of like the would you rather's, but you know, so it kind of gives you a way to like, you know, put your opinions out there. But we will get back to the games, but there's always just so much to talk about. So anyways, I love you guys, and I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Bye for now.